we're up. Welcome, man. Half ounce, half hour. Thursday, we are back. I think we took 2 weeks off this time. March Madness got in the way. I 100%
Yeah, it
scheduled the
happens.
show in the group chat. Everyone was down for it. We are gonna get the bat story, and then I was like, oh shit, no, I'm off from work today. I had plans to drink from noon to midnight.
Yeah. This son of a bitch hasn't come in the past 2 weeks. I still haven't gotten the full bat
I need the
story.
bat story. I'm just gonna leave this here. I've never seen him and Bruce Wayne in the same room at the same time. I'm pretty sure he's just fully he's turned into Batman. He's protecting the
Yeah,
streets of
well,
Gotham right now.
allegedly, dozens of bats took over his apartment.
Dozens is crazy. Like, how do we know it's dozens?
That's what he said. I do not
Listen,
believe
one
it was
bat is enough
dozens.
to run me out of my bedroom, but it's not enough to run me out of my home.
No, I mean he's displaced. He's a refugee at his freaking girlfriend's parents' place,
That must be
and then
miserable,
he
by
got
the way. Not that they're not lovely people, but just the fact that you have people on top of you. Like, I don't like it.
yeah.
I
Oh,
don't
I
like that at all. I would
no.
feel like a guest for far too
All,
long. Like, I'm just gonna
all
go
love in
stay at
the
the fucking motel.
Yeah, all love in the world to my girlfriend's parents. They're great. I
Yeah,
love my
could
girlfriend's
not
family.
stay there.
Whenever they're in town, or I'm in Ohio where she's from. Her dad and I play golf together. We have a lovely time. We drink scotch. We smoke cigars. He's a great guy. Same with her mom. Great person. I will not be caught dead staying with them longer than like 3 days. Or 5 days is the most I've done. Like 5 days, I'm like, all right, I'm going home. I need to get out of here.
Yeah, I
Oh, and then
I can't
then he
do it.
got gout also.
Yeah, gout is the actually the more crazy part of the bat story is that he not only was he displaced from his home by a flurry of winged devils, but he also is currently suffering from gout, which I didn't
Yep.
think you could get gout anymore. I guess I'm not aware of what it actually is, or I did Google it, but
So yeah, gout is joint inflammation.
yeah, I was like, I
Uh,
thought that happened to like old people in like the
well,
50s.
the reason I know this is because my dad is a chronic gout getter. He
New
takes
fantasy football team,
medication.
the Gout Getters.
Oh, that's actually not bad.
Just picture
Um,
Josh
but
with wings, bat
he
wings, full Dracula.
he takes he takes medication to not get gout because for years, and we figured out the cause was shrimp. A lot of highly acidic seafood can
Orange juice
cause
and
gout.
shrimp.
Yeah, and so he would my dad would eat shrimp like 3 times a year, and he would get gout like 3 times a year about a week after he last ate shrimp. So we sort of connected the dots and then looked it up. It's like, oh yeah, shrimp causes gout. That's why you keep getting it.
I love shrimp. I'll eat a whole fucking. You guys, if you got shrimp cocktail somewhere, it's over. It's gone.
I'm not a shrimp guy.
Love shrimp. My mom makes me fried coconut shrimp, beer battered
Hmm.
every year on my birthday. Fried rice on. Oh,
Oh,
fuck,
nice.
so good. That shit'll slap. Oh, appreciate people tuning in. I see Armchair in there. Jim, Welsh
Hell
is in
yeah.
there. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. We got
I
some
would
stories to get to. Shout out Sox. First off, opening day W. I'm
go
sorry,
Sox.
Armchair. Your Jays season is already over. I'm gonna just chalk that one up. I was gonna ask him last night on our show, like, what's the over under for how long it takes you to be out on the Blue Jays this year? And he goes, I didn't actually ask it, but today in the Discord he goes 3.5 innings. That's all it took. 3.5 innings for me to be out.
That Jose Barrios got wrecked.
Yeah, he did. Tyler O'Neill, by the way, the best, the best streak going in baseball. It was an
I
absolute
I
lock.
I bet it
It
again.
was a
I
lock. It was never gonna
That makes
not be.
it no, of course.
Walking Betts was
Um,
back today too, by the way.
trust me, I saw it. Uh, I noticed,
I think she whipped.
but
I think she went over.
yeah, probably she's not a good gambler.
She's a
We,
horrible gambler.
we need to stop acting like we're watching this for the picks. We all know why we're watching this. Uh, but I had I had MLB Network on all afternoon because they were doing the big inning where they just do a quad box
Oh
all
yeah.
afternoon of all the games.
Anytime you're gonna give me a
Um,
quad box red zone style, I'm fucking there.
Matt Yaloff, who it, is not the world's greatest broadcaster, but I give him so much credit because he was a great broadcaster who then sadly suffered a stroke at the age of 46 and stumbles over his words a little bit, but I still love listening to him just because I think it's an incredible story. Him with the Hanson style, like, all right, now we're going back to this game. We got the Sox tied up
Yeah,
2-2 in the
love
bottom
it.
of the seventh. Like, just jumping back and forth, all afternoon. It was great.
We love that. Let's kick into our first story of the night, Mark. Let's go to Winnipeg. This one is
Oh, okay.
yeah. While Armchair's in here, let's hit the other side of Canada.
Yeah,
This one,
yeah.
I feel. I don't even know if I do. A woman in her 30s was run over by a vehicle following an argument with a driver about saving an open parking spot. Winnipeg Police Services responded to a report of a motor vehicle collision involving a pedestrian in a parking lot on St. James Street near Wellington Avenue on Saturday around 2:30 p.m. The victim was standing in an unoccupied parking stall to save it for a family member who was not yet at the parking lot.
I've seen these people before.
They're psychos. They're absolute psychos. You are not going to beat the car.
Whoever hit them, I'm on your side.
There's probably a weight limit where it can be considered parking if you're a person, but you're not a car. This is a parking spot, not a standing spot. This is for my car. If you're there if I have to wait a long time, get in an argument over this shit, yeah, I'm hitting you.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I'm not saying I would hit.
I'm not gonna floor it. I might tap you.
But I'm totally on the side of hitting the person.
I'm gonna let off the brake a little bit. I'll give you a
Yeah. Brake check him a little bit. See how that feels. Like,
you gonna get the fuck out of the way now? You know I'm not playing
then
around.
Then you give him 2 for flinching.
I had a friend long time ago. This was days where we shouldn't have been intoxicated legally, but we were out at a camping trip and somebody had a little too much to drink. We're like, I'm going home. I went and stood in front of the car.
Oh,
and
no.
They gave me the brake check. They're like, I'll fucking go. And I was like, and it was an immediate rip out of the car, keys. We laugh about it now, but yeah, I was like, get the fuck out of the car.
That's no bueno.
I will kill you. As the woman waited for them to drive up, a separate vehicle arrived first. So now a third car is there.
No.
2 cars and a person. The driver began arguing with the woman and proceeded to drive into the stall, knocking her to the ground in front of this other driver who just took off. They're like, nope, this wasn't worth it. Spot wasn't worth it. The woman became trapped under the front tires of the SUV before the driver left with no concern for the victim, police said. Like, parked it on her. Hopped out and was like, all right, I'm going to get my groceries done. I'll see you in a half hour. You want to know that spot? Wild. That's taking it a little too far. Like I said, I might get
That's too far.
Parking on top of the woman on her legs and just leaving is fucking crazy.
Are her legs shattered?
The woman was taken to hospital in a stable condition with severe lower body injuries.
Oh, yeah, no shit. I mean, Jesus
Her legs look like question marks. That's all I could assume. Yeah. They arrested a 40-year-old woman and charged her with assault with a weapon and driving carelessly under the Highway Traffic Act, which sounds Canadian.
Driving carelessly is such a wild charge for this. No, there was a lot of care taken. There was plenty of care put into this act.
I made sure she wasn't going anywhere.
You can't park the car on her.
Do not stand in front of my car. I saw the video on Instagram the other day, and it was like some clearly methed out people. I think it was in Australia, and they were fucking tweaking out in the woods. They're out in the, there was fucking nothing around. One car pulled over on the side of the road, 2 meth heads working on it, and the others banging pots and pans in the roadway. And this guy like slows down, and then he goes around them, and all of the comments were like, I'm flooring it. I'm not stopping. Like, clearly I'm going to get robbed here. There's 3 of you, like, or worse. There's 3 people clearly fucked up. I'm gonna call. I'm gonna say, hey, I just hit a meth head out on the fucking 85. You want to go pick him up? I'm sure he's got needles. That make sure you ask if you're gonna get pricked or sticked, like all that.
You know, in Australia, I'm surprised they didn't go through with it because we all know Australia is a total hellscape
Yeah.
that I would love to visit. It sounds like a lovely place with some of the most insane fucking people to ever live.
There's some
So,
sort of show out there we could do where it's like Florida versus Australia, and we just like put psychopaths head to like in a house, like Big Brother style.
yeah.
For like, and like you have police on scene. Like, how long? What's the over under? How long do they go before they start
Maybe
fighting? Do they team up? Are they a tag team?
maybe a hot take. I'm taking Australia.
Yeah, I probably am too. It might just be the accents that could convince me. Like, I'm gonna be on their side for sure.
Oh,
Like, this
absolutely.
is a one time where I'm not gonna be standing up for America. I want the
I
Aussies to win
I
that.
I've spent a total of 1 week in Florida, and I can tell you, based on some of the people I saw,
I stayed at a marina in Florida. I've told this story, but right across the street was a Motel 6 or 8, one of them, one of the shitty ones.
mhm,
And we would just go in like our little fenced in marina and be like, hey, let's go watch the Tweakers down at the Motel 6 while we smoke a bowl. There's just people doing wild shit, screaming, listening to techno at 3 a.m. in the fucking parking lot. It's like, where are the police? Dude, people are they clearly have things
yeah.
on them.
I don't know if Josh and I have told you any of our Florida stories, but
I went to Fort
we
Myers. It was North Fort Myers.
we
Bad. Bad.
we were down in Orlando for a week together on a golf trip last year, and there was some shit that went down, dude. It was,
We'll have to next time Josh is on, we'll get bat stories and Florida stories. It'll be
yeah,
my
well,
Florida tossing.
some of these stories we're not going to tell in
On
any sort
live.
of public platform.
That's fair. Be a Discord convo after.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
All right, next up we got where's this one? Oh, Texas. Let's go Texas. 3 teen girls try to stab mom for turning off Wi-Fi. Gonna be a handful, those 3. Doesn't sound like there's much of a fatherly presence in that household. 3 teenage girls allegedly attacked their mom and tried to stab her with kitchen knives because she turned off the Wi-Fi. 3 siblings ages 14, 15, and 16. Yikes. That sounds
Pumping them
like
out.
fucking trouble to me. Allegedly coordinated a plan to try and kill their mother. Harris County Sheriff Ed Gonzalez said because the mom turned off the Wi-Fi, the teens allegedly grabbed kitchen knives Sunday night and chased their mother through their Houston home and into the street. One of the girls threw a brick that hit their 39-year-old mom in the ankle, took her down. Great ankle brick toss to the ankle. Could you imagine? By the way, like you remember pinging razor scooters off your ankle? Oh
Yeah.
my good lord. We have carts at work that we have to move plants on all the time. And those, you
Mhm.
like, same thing. You push it too far, dink, right off the ankle. You're like, oh my god, flashbacks. I have
Dude,
flashbacks to
yeah.
fucking being
I worked
11.
I worked in a coffee packaging plant for about 4 months during COVID, and
Masked up.
I was a full-time student at the time too.
Oh,
So
that's the worst.
I'm a full-time college student working 40 hours a week at a coffee packaging plant.
Fuck that.
Worst fucking job I'll ever have. I was standing at the end of a line putting bags of coffee in a box and then sliding the box to the end to be put on a pallet for 10 hours a day.
Ugh.
4 day work
I
weeks,
would
40-hour weeks.
I would not have
It
lasted a
was
week. I would have been like, I need to get
it,
the fuck out of here. I'm gonna put my head underneath all of these, like just slam the coffee things down on my
it
head.
was terrible, but it smelled great. I mean,
I
that was a
hate the smell of
super.
coffee. I know I'm in the wicked minority in that. I just don't like it.
I like the smell of coffee, but so so we would put all these boxes of coffee on pallets, and then we had to move the pallets with those big pallet moving
Yeah.
carts. And one time, I was like talking to someone walking, and I didn't see a fucking cart in front of me, no pallets on it, and I hit my shin about as hard as a human possibly
You
can.
dented a little bit.
Oh my! I fell. I was on the ground.
You're like this lady. A brick to the ankle took her down.
Yeah.
70-year-old
Also,
grandmother also knocked down while attempting to protect the mom. She's down on the ground. The grandma's like, please,
okay.
please
What's
stop.
this fucking What's this, Don Zimmer and Pedro? What do we do? You can't take down the grandma.
Like you
I,
hit your mother, you cannot hit your grandma.
Absolutely not. I just want to say really quick, Jim asked in the chat, is this a Myers Creek ale I'm drinking? No, absolutely not. It may look like beer. This is a lot of whiskey and ginger ale.
Mostly
And
whiskey.
the
Not a lot of
the
bubbles in that.
whiskey, no free ad. Shout out West Cork Irish whiskey. Terrible.
Awful. Never had it. Looks awful. The bottle's atrocious. It's one of
You
those
you
whiskeys you
know
see on the shelf, like when you go to the liquor store. And you're like, who the fuck is drinking that? Who has that in
you
their
know
house?
you know you're in for some trouble when you're drinking Irish whiskey and it's a twist off cap and it's not a
Oh
cork.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you got the twist off metal cap. So no, I'm not drinking a delicious Myers Creek Brewing Company beer tonight. They have 16 craft beers on tap at both their Casnovia and Syracuse locations. That is not what I'm drinking tonight. In case you were wondering, Stone.
Yeah.
No, I'm drinking some bad
I have to
Irish
get
whiskey
stuff
and
to get
ginger
over
ale.
there. Gotta make the trek. 5 hours for
This
some
shows
Myers Creek.
this show is sponsored by Myers Creek too, right? I mean,
Yeah,
every
of
show
course.
I'm ever on
Yeah.
is sponsored by Myers Creek.
No, you're a
So
walking ad. You need to get like a forehead tattoo, like how Ricky Bobby had the ad over the windshield. It's tough to see, but
Myers
goddamn, do
Creek.
I love Twinkies. 3 siblings were arrested and charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. You know when your parents are pressing charges on you, it's gotta be bad. So like, get these fucking heathens out of my house, dude.
They assaulted their mother
With
with
knives
knives and
and
bricks.
bricks.
I would also press charges. I don't care if that's my little angel or not.
I'm gonna go
You're
out on
going
a
to jail.
gonna go out on a limb here and say there's more bricks in these girls' futures.
Assault with 2 deadly weapons. I mean, come on.
That was more of an assault than the car running over that chick with the car in the
Absolutely.
parking lot.
A brick?
Bricks are hard.
There are not many substances harder than brick.
Oh, I love it. We're going to Jersey next. Got to make a stop
Okay.
in New Jersey. We have our second police chief incident in about a month in New Jersey. This one's in North Bergen.
Oh,
The
no.
other one was Summer or something. I don't know if Hoffman's in the chat. He can probably help me out. New Jersey police chief is being accused of several forms of harassment on his fellow officers. North Bergen Police Department Chief Robert Farley, who was sworn in as chief in February 2024, not long, about a year and some change.
I remember when he did Matt Foley on SNL. Good old Robert Farley, right?
Yeah, Rob Farley from Tommy Boy.
Tommy Boy, Black
Yep.
Sheep.
Your favorite
I remember him. Sure.
He lives in a van down by the river.
Yeah.
He's the subject of a complaint by 5 officers who are planning to sue the township for Farley's alleged retaliation, discrimination, sexual misconduct, and harassment. That's a lot of things to rack up in a year and a month as a police officer. As the chief of police. The complaint alleges a hostile workplace that includes juvenile pranks like putting firecrackers under chairs to acts bordering on criminal like dosing the office coffee with drugs like Viagra and Adderall. Allegedly, he jabbed a needle into another officer's penis. Michael Darren, a special captain with administrative duties, claims Farley chased him around the office and cornered him before sticking a hypodermic needle through his jeans and into the tip of his dick, drawing blood. This guy's a menace. And also, like, the escalation where he's like, yeah, firecrackers under the chair, which is already fucking insane. You are the police. I understand it's New Jersey, but you are not the mob. Like, you are not, this is not,
Insane.
you can't do that.
But funny.
Super funny. But the escalation to putting Viagra and Adderall in people's coffee, some dude's just, like, drinking out of the water cooler, and he's like, man, why am I just absolutely rock hard at work? This thing's had to have lasted more than 4 hours, and the Chief's just fucking Chief's running around, crazy.
Sinister.
He's currently TPing the office. Like, this seems like a weird escalation, de-escalation thing.
He eggs the precinct, but forgets that they have security cameras, so they catch him
Also,
doing it.
if I'm a cop and the chief of police is coming at me with a hypodermic needle, I'm billy clubbing him. I don't fucking care who. Like,
I might shoot him.
I might shoot him in the foot. Like, I'm not gonna kill him, but this is crazy.
No,
He's definitely.
yeah.
Like, everyone should have rioted and like handcuffed this guy. Like, The Walking Dead, the first season where they cuff Merle to the fucking roof. They're like, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
you're a bad guy. You need to stay here.
Yeah.
Officer Friendly from down the road a ways. I would have had some shit like that go down. Like, I'm not playing this game. Darren claims Farley would also shave and put his body hair on people and their food. Lieutenant Alex Guzman claims Farley exposed himself, made inappropriate comments, and defecated on the floor and in garbage cans around the office. Officer Rashid Saeem claims Farley retaliated against him when he became a whistleblower in a hostile work environment claim. Guy's running a fucking... I don't know what he's running. This is crazy. Also, he inherited this job from his father, who inherited from his grandfather. This is a family business. These guys had to have been all psychos. Like, this has been going on in the North Bergen, Jersey department for as long as I can remember. It's been a hellscape.
I was about to say, how the fuck did this guy get this job? This makes a lot more sense.
They've been training him up.
I have a strange feeling. This is how things like this normally go. The grandfather was the best chief of police that this town's ever seen. Yeah. Just absolute by the book. Everything is perfect. The office is, shining how clean it is. And then he gives it to his son, and his son's good, but he's not great.
At the end, he gets a little dirty. He does like a couple things where they're like, hey, you should probably step down, or like something.
Yeah, like, are you taking bribes? It feels like you're taking bribes.
Like, I'm about to retire.
We know you're talking to this guy, Tony, who works in waste management, and like...
He's been protecting his son, who's been terrorizing the town since he was a little boy.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to be a great cop one day, but I need you to stop lighting fireworks.
And then he decides to give it to his son, who everyone says, oh, this is not going to go well. Oh, God, this guy's been arrested 18 times for public urination. And it's not even like drunk public urination. It's like 2 o'clock on a Thursday.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm just going to piss in front of the school. And like,
we had... I saw this video while I was researching this one. It was another police chief in New Jersey who was piss drunk, and they were doing a DUI stop. It was like a bunch of cops there. It's clearly like a big thing, and the chief of police is hammered, walks up onto the scene and is like, "What's your jacket say?" Like, to the sergeant, and he's like, they're like arguing over the jacket. He's like, "Chief, I'm on a stop. Chief, I'm on a stop. I'm not chief. I can't do this." And then the chief goes to pull his arm away, and the fucking cop freaks out, pins him to the thing, and handcuffs him. Like, get him the fuck out of here. Crazy.
Oh, no.
He's been suspended, like, since then. Which is crazy, because he still gets paid when that happens.
Yeah, cops love suspension.
They love suspension. They're like, yeah, no problem. I fucked up. I'm just going to go sit at the house for a bit and think about what I did. Maybe buy a pool.
That's the thing, is like, a good buddy of mine is a cop. I know many other cops, like in the city of Syracuse. They're all great cops that also can have fun every once in a while.
Right.
Like, it blows my mind to see like a chief of police like that, when I'm like, I know 20 cops that I've had beers with that are like, this would never happen.
They didn't roofie you or spike your drink with Viagra.
Yeah, like one of these guys is one of my closest friends.
Super bad. He's like, you want to go shoot my gun?
Yeah, that's the thing, is one of these guys I've known for literally 20 years. Yeah. I'm 25 years old, and one of these guys I've known for 20 years, and he's a cop now. And we've done some stupid shit in our day. And as soon as he became a cop, he's like, yeah, we'll have our fun, but you guys fuck up. You guys fucked up. Like,
One of my friends is a cop. Whenever I pass one, I always text him. I'm like, "Was that you?" And I pass you, and the day he pulls me over, I'm gonna be. I can't wait. I can't wait.
I
Like, oh, I'm
so
reaching.
I'll tell this story very quickly, because it involves my buddy the cop. I was working at the radio station I work at late at night one time for a baseball broadcast, and during this, I step out to use the bathroom and I notice some guy is in like the atrium of our building. He can't get into the main building, but at this time the front door didn't lock, so anyone could get into this little atrium area, not very big, probably 5 feet by 10 feet. He's in there, and I'm knock on the glass. He's clearly tweaked out on something. Knock on the glass. Hey, you got to get the fuck out of here. He doesn't leave.
Bad move.
I check back in like 20 minutes. He's still there. Not only is he still there, he's naked. And he is literally fucking the floor.
Oh boy.
Having sex with the floor in
tough.
our atrium. So I'm pounding on the glass. You get the fuck out of here. Go ahead.
Sorry, I said so was he. He was also pounding on the glass.
Yeah. So I'm pounding the glass. Get the fuck out of here or I'm calling the cops. Man, I was just about to come. That actually his response. Okay, get the fuck out of here. So I check back like I check back like 10 minutes later and he's gone. And I'm now leaving. I'm like, okay, good. This guy's gone. I can leave, whatever. I get to my car. I see we have an entrance and an exit ramp to the radio station because the road is pretty busy.
Handicap accessible. We like it.
Yeah. And so I go to get in my car and I see lights coming up the exit. And I'm like, all right, what fucking idiot is coming here now? And
same guy.
It's a city cop car.
Oh.
And so I get out of my car. It's a chilly night. I've got a jacket on. My hands are in my jacket pockets. I said, "Officer, what seems to be the problem?" And he puts his hand on his holster and he goes, "You better take your hands out of your pockets." I'm like, "Yes, sir." I put my hands up. He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "You don't have to put your hands up. Just keep your hands out of your pocket." Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Don't kill me.
I don't know what to do with my hands now. Second Ricky Bobby reference.
Turns out the guy called the cops and said he got shot.
Yikes. Yikes.
So for about 30 seconds, I was the lead suspect in a shooting that never happened.
Yeah. An imaginary shooting.
Yeah. And so I'm talking to the cops, telling them exactly what happened. And I notice they're all kind of younger guys. And I'm not going to use his real name here, but I'm like, "Hey, did you guys go to the academy with Ryan Smith?" And they're like, "Wait, Kitten?"
Oh, no.
And I was like, "Wait a minute. What'd you just call him?"
Oh, no.
And they're like, "Yeah, Kitten. Yeah, we all went to the academy with him. Yeah, his nickname's Kitten." And to this day, I still call that friend Kitten.
That poor guy. It sounds like the academy was not fun for him. Sounds like he had a bad time at the academy.
But no, it's a friendly nickname. He's a great guy.
He got his coffee spiked with Viagra at the academy.
But here's the thing: is like he's ripped. He's in great shape. He's like he has no reason to earn this nickname, but that's just what they started calling him, and it's so fucking funny to me.
That's tough for that guy. It is wicked funny though.
Like, "Oh, Kitten? Yeah, we know Kitten."
I'd be like, "No, we're not doing that." I have two more for us.
Okay.
Actually, I have three. This one's quick. March 15th, Clearwater police responded to the Overtime Sports Bar on Sunset Point Road regarding an incident in which a man pointed a gun at another patron. Authorities identified the suspect as 34-year-old Aaron Jablonski of Harbor. According to the police, Jablonski became upset because the karaoke machine was malfunctioning. As would I. How is anybody gonna hold me now?
Go to karaoke song. Fuck. I have two. I can give you my two and then and let you think about it.
Okay, yeah, let's hear it.
Um, Teenage Dirtbag by
Yep.
Wheatus.
Could you do the high pitch?
Yet,
Okay.
yes, I do
Okay.
the voice.
Okay.
Um, I do the voice for the entire thing. Uh, it and just as a joke, obviously.
Of
But
course.
one time I did it at the local karaoke bar, and the place went fucking nuts.
Nuts.
They they loved it. And Werewolves of London by Warren Zevon.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. We can get down with that.
Ah,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Werewolves of London.
Love that.
And that's also me doing a bit the entire time because I sort of do it like a bad 50s horror movie narrator.
R.L. Stein, Orson Welles type beat.
Yeah, like he's a hairy-handed gent who ran amok in Kent. Lately, he's been overheard in Mayfair.
Oh boy.
Like I just do
Fucking
shit like that
half
the entire
half
time.
an Irish whiskey bottle deep. What the fuck's that thing called again?
Yeah, West Cork Irish whiskey.
Yeah,
It's
West
terrible,
Cork.
and I've had way too much of it. But I've done this sober. That's the wild part. Is I just have no shame.
Give me one last breath.
One last
Let's
breath.
bust out the
Okay.
Creed. Let's get the fucking boys going.
Yeah.
Jablonski, I assume he kind of looks. I don't know what he would be singing. He's got a big scruffy red beard, but he's very skinny.
Oh, so he's an Irish guy.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Maybe he's queuing up some drop kicks. He was gonna do nothing but
uh,
folk songs.
I, I was gonna say this dude's queuing up, shipping up to Boston and just doing the worst version you've ever heard.
It's unfortunate that the karaoke machine was down. We'll never know. But he did pull out a gun
Mhm.
from his waistband, pointed it at another patron, and said, "I don't fucking care." When something like after he was like shaking the jukebox. They're like, "Hey, buddy, it's broke." He goes, "I don't fucking care." Turned around, shot one into the air, and walked out of the bar. Victim went the victim, which was the guy he yelled at, went back into the bar, alerted authorities. Jablonski was later booked into the local county jail and was released on bond 3 days later. Crazy because he was not
Excellent.
allowed to possess a gun. He's facing additional
Oh,
charges for being a felon in possession of a firearm. He was ordered by a judge to stay away from the bar and have no contact with the victim. How he's out on bond 3 days later is kind of wild.
actually, kind of impressive.
Kinda. To be like,
This
hey,
dude's got some backers.
where'd you get that gun?
Yeah, and that's oof.
I just like the thought. I like the thought of him going in there and just freaking the fuck out because he wanted to do karaoke for people, so much so that he wanted to ruin his chances of ever doing karaoke there again.
Listen, man, some of these people take karaoke so
Yeah, they
seriously.
do. You touch tunes guy?
Oh, brother, am I a touch tunes
I
guy?
know a guy that will go in there and he's fully prepared to drop like $50 on touch tunes. You will not touch it again the rest of the night. He's moving
I'm
songs up. You're fucking. You're in
I'm
for
not
it.
afraid to admit I've dropped probably the same amount of money on touch tunes in a night. Like it, well, here's the thing, it depends on the vibe. So I don't know if you know this, but some of the people listening might. I'm a blues guitar player. I love my like I'm playing like I play gigs. I'm in a couple of bands. Uh, if anyone in Syracuse is listening, TK Tavern, Saturday night, 8 o'clock. I'm
Shout
playing a
out.
gig. So
Let's go.
um, and so it depends on the vibe. Like, but my local dive bar that I go to, shout out Steve's, the original official bar of Outside the Box Score. They were my first sponsor. Shout out
Shout
Steve's.
out Steve's.
They have a Touch Tunes jukebox, but it's a local neighborhood bar. So when it's a chill like Friday, Saturday night, yeah, I'm putting $20 on the Touch Tunes. I'm queuing up some Allman Brothers. I'm queuing up some Clapton. Like
Let's go.
I'm doing all that sort of stuff, and people are loving it because that's the type of place it is. I'm not the guy that goes to a fucking crowded like college bar and queues up the Touch Tunes because I don't
Right.
even know what the fuck to play.
My biggest fear is queuing up touch tunes and then having a bunch of people in the bar go, "What the fuck is this? Who the fuck is on the music?" And then you just sit there like,
I Well, here's like I did that sometimes in college just to fuck with people.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that is.
my my
I do kind of
favorite fuck
assume
with
that's what
people
happens
song.
when things like that come on. I'm like,
This is gonna sound crazy. Are you a John Mulaney fan?
I am. I haven't watched any of
You
his new
know,
shit, but his old specials on Netflix were fantastic.
no, but from one of the older ones, you know the bit he did about "What's New Pussycat" by Tom Jones,
Yeah,
where him and his buddy played it a
yeah.
bunch of times in a row. Hand to God, before we ever saw that bit, a buddy of mine and I did that. Like, did a very similar thing, except it wasn't a diner, it was a bar. And it was the same thing that after about 5 times through, they finally caught on to what we were doing and just they turned off the
Like
jukebox.
no, no. Now nobody gets music.
Yeah,
Diabolical move in the chat, by the way. Splash One Sports said download the app and play shit from home.
yeah,
Diabolical.
that is diabolical. I have the app, trust me. I've logged many hours on that app, but I've never done it from home. That's too
Diabolical.
far.
I like where your head's at though. That could be a good like. Somebody goes to the bar to scope it out. You do like a two man TikTok post. POVs. Um. All right. A Indian man performs surgery on himself after watching YouTube videos. Expert expresses caution against such practices. A 32-year-old man from Uttar Pradesh's Vrindavan, think I killed that, who attempted a
That's
self-surgery for his
very impressive.
for his recurring stomach pain using techniques learned from YouTube, is now reportedly recovering well at home. The man had cut and stitched his abdomen. Jesus Christ. I had a stroke there.
Abdominal.
I need a YouTube video. How do you recover from a stroke at home? 5 easy steps, updated 2025. Using surgical blades, stitch cords, and needles purchased from the market. However, his condition worsened, following which his nephew rushed him to the hospital. The young man who tried to operate on his stomach by cutting it on Tuesday was admitted to the Joint District Hospital of Vrindavan when his condition worsened the next day. I appreciate that he had the tools, and I would have loved to
Hmm.
see if, like, him purchasing all this shit at a store and then being like, oh, this guy's clearly a doctor. When he
Yeah,
knows damn well he's going home to cut open his stomach. Like,
I
crazy.
I've heard a similar story.
Really?
This happened in the States.
Oh, wait, he
Um,
was a doctor, right? And he, like, cut out. Didn't he do his surgery at home? It was like
no,
2015 or 16. Oh, okay. I was like, I
no.
remember
This
somebody doing that.
this was a couple of years ago. It was a woman who, or I'm sorry, it wasn't in the States. It was in Canada, but she was from the States. But she flew to Canada. She got on a plane when she was 9 months pregnant and flew to Canada and started having contractions on the plane.
Ay.
So her water or her water did break, starts having contractions. She gets to where she was staying in Canada. Her hotel was like 2 blocks from the airport. Walks to the hotel, goes up into her room, looks up a YouTube video on how to deliver a child,
They
and
say we
does
need to
a
go to school still. We have YouTube, dude.
water birth in the hotel room bathtub.
Oh, that poor baby. It came out with something like that. You can't do the hotel fucking bathtub. That's
Well,
gotta be
it,
the worst
hopefully,
place to give birth. You should have done it
hopefully it was clean,
outside.
but ends up so like she looks up this YouTube video and learns how to control her contractions, and then is able to give a water birth, natural birth in a bathtub on her own without knowing that she was going to go into labor, obviously, on this flight. And honestly, I'm just impressed more than anything.
Yeah, for real.
That
That's
and
dedication. It's also
and
dedication
she
to not wanting to go to a hospital, which always sketches me. I'm like, why don't you want to go to the hospital? Like, I had the money, sure, but that lady was in Canada, and
well the
two, the like Is it for crimes? Like, do you just can you not have your name out there?
Well, here's the thing: is she immediately, once she delivered the baby, called 911 and
It's
got
like
an
I fucking
ambulance to
did
the
it. I
hospital.
fucking did it.
Like, and got an ambulance to the hospital. The baby was perfectly healthy. Like, she did everything right.
Yeah,
Like,
right. You're
that's
like,
the
good job.
amazing part. Yeah, and like she was like, I don't care about myself. Like it, I should be fine. Just make sure the baby's okay. And the baby was totally fine.
This guy did not do a good job.
Yeah,
Not
well,
as good at the stomach surgery as the live birth. Um,
yeah.
according to the report, doctors at the hospital informed us that Raja Babu, which great name, all time name. That's a
Raja
tournament.
Babu?
Raja Babu. Raja Babu.
I need that guy playing a professional sport right now.
Him and Raja Bell run twos. Had only cut he only cut the upper layer of his abdomen, leaving his internal organs unharmed. Not everything you see online is safe to try. Doctors warned. Okay. Uh, but this can be extremely dangerous, cautioned Dr. Manjusha Argwal. Performing self-surgery, taking certain medications without consulting a doctor can lead to severe adverse effects. Um, the guy, I want to know when he called the hospital. So he had appendicitis for years, I guess, which I didn't think that could happen.
No, you cannot have appendicitis for years.
That's what I thought. I was like, I don't think
You can
that's
have
true.
you can have
Like,
appendicitis for a week max until you die.
yeah, right. That's like every time somebody gets their appendix out, they're like, a good thing you got here. You could have died.
Yeah.
Like that. Anyway, guy had appendicitis, or so he claimed, and he was trying to cut out his own appendix. That was what he looked up on YouTube. Cut one incision in his stomach, and then went, nope, nope. I need to go to the hospital. I'm out. Not a doctor. Not a
That's
doctor.
I couldn't even imagine.
To save what
The,
money? You're like, I
yeah,
can do this. It's not like doing an oil change. Like you're like, I'll do
exactly.
that at home. I'll change my tires. I'll do my brakes.
Like there are a lot of
I'm
things
not
I
gonna
could
do my own
theoretically
surgery.
do. Like I do I know how to change the oil in my car? Kind of.
I don't
Do
even
I know
think I
how?
would be able to give myself stitches, let alone anything more than
Well,
that.
that's the thing is like there's a lot of things I could theoretically do. That I would never sit there and be like, I bet I could get this appendix out myself.
It's like guys that play flight simulators all the time, and they're like, "Yeah, I could fly a plane. Like I do it on the sim all the time." He was playing Surgeon
Yeah,
Simulator in Operation, and he's like, "I got this." One YouTube tutorial:
surgeons.
how to cut out an appendix. 2025.
He didn't even look up he didn't even look up a tutorial. It was Markiplier playing Surgeon
Yeah,
Simulator 2, and
he was on Twitch.
he's like, I got
It's
this.
like who's streaming Surgeon Simulator right now? I got this. Put me in, coach. All right, I got one more. We're going to Tasmania. Um,
Can you wait 5 seconds?
yeah, I can. Do what you gotta
Okay.
do. We're going down to Tasmania, and I don't think I've ever had a story in the history of the show, Colorcast, Spotify, Twitch, all
Okay.
this. I don't think I've ever had a story from Tasmania. This might be a first.
Yeah, Tasmania is a good one.
As Jim said, getting a sliver out is hard enough. Is hard enough.
That is true.
I had a hair in my eye a couple weeks ago. I woke up in the middle of the night. I've never like woken up with a hair in my eye. I was like, how did I get a hair in my eye overnight? It wasn't an eyelash, it was a cat hair. You fucking dickhead, wherever you are. And
You
I
piece of shit.
I was furious. I tried to get it for like an hour. I couldn't. I had tears all down my face. My eye was like this. It was so fucking red. And I went into my mom's room and I was like, fucking help me. Help me. Get the fuck in
I
here. And she had to just be like, open your eye. And I'm like, I can't. It's fucked. Look at it.
that that's like my worst fear is I have a thing with eyes.
I
Like,
don't like it. No, I don't like it.
you know how people can like touch their eyeball?
Yeah, I can't even do eye
That
drops, dude.
No, I can't either. That makes me
Thank
want to throw
God I
up.
have
Like,
20/20 vision because I don't think I could do contacts. I'd have to wear glasses, and I'd look like a. I know I can't do glasses. I see myself
yeah,
in sunglasses, and I'm like, eh.
I wear sunglasses all the time because I need to. Shout out having multiple concussions and being very sensitive to light. Um,
I just have these
so I wear
beautiful
sun.
blue eyes that fuck me over in the light.
I wear sunglasses all the time, and I actually do have prescription glasses. I'm I'm farsighted, so like, so I've got the chat up while we're doing this. Like, I've got a Discord call and the chat up. I've gotten very good at guessing what things say on a screen because I can't really see it that well. It's it's just pretty blurry, and I'm like, I think I can make out those letters.
It's one of the things I'm
How
most grateful for in my life. It's like that I can just see perfectly.
Yeah, and I've had eye prescription since 8th grade, and I haven't worn glasses in maybe 3 years. Like, I just never wear my glasses. It, because they're reading glasses. What? I'm fucking 25 years old, and you want me to put on my reading glasses all the time? No, I'm not
I have a
80.
bunch of friends that have
Like,
to wear them to drive. I'm like, you gonna get your driving glasses on? Just your driving glasses? It makes me laugh every time. It's like
Jim says,
racing
just use
goggles.
bigger fonts. Yeah, I
Uh,
should use bigger fonts on everything,
But then
but I
whenever
refuse
I
to.
see somebody like you're at a baseball game or something, you look over somebody's shoulder and they have a big font on their phone. You're like, you're if you can't fucking see, you don't know what you're doing on that
It's
phone.
It's my father. It's no, it's not. I need to see a random person. That's what my father does. But
Yeah,
here's the thing: my father is 67 years old. I'm 25. He has an excuse. I
I saw
don't.
my mom's phone the other day and she had big texts. I was like, just one thing up. I was like, oh, you're getting there. You moved your font up.
I okay. I do have mine one up
One
on my
up? Yeah, I
phone.
bet you do.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Tasmania. This one is about horse racing. We mix a little bit of sport in here. I know Jim just
Okay.
perked up. He was like, horse racing. We got for
I,
odds.
I like the ponies.
Uh, a parliamentary committee is looking into the Tasmanian government's response to serious allegations within the harness racing industry, as herd horses were given cocaine before race meets and a participant was sent text messages instructing them to fix races. The inquiry, which is continuing, heard on Friday from a range of industry participants as well as TAS Racing, the Department of Natural Resource and Environment, and Minister for Racing Jane Howlett. Whistleblower Jane Askow, bunch of Janes around here, aired
Million
the
James.
allegations of horse doping, race fixing, and animal welfare breaches while giving evidence. She told the committee a number of racing participants had come forward to her since she first spoke out about the industry as a whistleblower in March 2023. So they also developed a fair bit of trust in me, which it would tell her even more over time. Uh, I don't think they would have ever reported, including the administration of drugs to horses by various people. I was given information that Mr. Nathan Ford had applied cocaine under the tongue to horses prior to racing, which she went out of her way to make sure that we knew it was a fact that it improved performance. Cocaine, PED.
Okay, so there are drugs that you can give to horses.
Cocaine is not one.
Not only, well, yes and no. So my point was going to be
This is BoJack Horseman.
cocaine is probably not one of them, but there aren't many animals more suited to do cocaine
Than
than
a horse
horses.
is right. They're just gonna
You see
run.
this? You see the size of their nostrils?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
they
true.
can
I didn't think about that.
like they can absolutely do a shit ton of cocaine all at once. And then, yeah, like you said, they're just gonna run. So I
My
don't know if
I like the thought of like a drug tester coming, like being like, all right, these horses need to piss in this cup, and it's just like a 50-gallon drum. Like, yeah, you gotta
yeah.
piss in this drum. They're like going down the line. It's like normal horse, horse with frosted tips, a bowling shirt, and sunglasses. His jaw's going fucking crazy.
Guy Fieri horse is
Yeah,
just fucking.
jaw tweaking
Oh,
out.
that's so funny. Is just it, because, yeah, what happens if you give a horse cocaine?
It apparently
That's
runs faster. That's what this lady's saying. She's like, yeah, they were giving it to horses and fixing races. They're like, what horse do you want to win? They'd give it cocaine, and they'd be like, okay,
that's
go bet on that
fantastic.
horse.
I need it. I know some horse racing people. I need that type of
She
insight. I
also
need,
alleges that they all had betting accounts, the ones that were participating in the cocaine scheme. And they're
of,
like, well, that's
of
fucking
course
illegal.
they did.
No shit. I hope that they had them in their own name. They were just like, yeah, I don't know. I'm really good
They,
at this. I'm a horse guy.
this is like who's a buddy from the Raptors that was betting on his own unders.
Yeah, Jonte Porter.
Jonte Porter, yeah. He's like, yeah, take me under 3.5 assists tonight,
I like
and
to
they just
think that there
never
was
passes the ball.
somebody was doing the other way, where they're like going through and slipping a perk 30 into the horse's mouth, and they're like, don't bet on that one. It's coming in last. That thing ain't coming out the gate.
I I need you to not even an exacta. I need you to get every horse in a row right, and they just slip every one of them a different drug. It's like, all
Like
right,
this one's
this
on
one's on
coke,
meth, this one's
speedball.
on coke. Yeah, like, this one I just injected with a shit ton of ketamine, so he's gonna fall asleep at
Yeah.
the fucking at the
I was
line.
just blowing bong rips into this one's face. I think he likes it. I knew a horse.
Stoner horse.
I knew a horse that loved Bud Light. Big Bud Light horse. You walked in the barn with
Really?
that can, that motherfucker was up your shit. He was like, "What you got there? What you got there?" You fucking hand him out the can. He's getting in there. You're like, here you go.
Alcoholic
Here you
horse.
go, Levi. Here's a beer, buddy. I went. There's one of my mom's friends' properties. They don't live there anymore. Somebody else's horse, but she's like, "You want to go have a beer with Levi?" I was like, "What?" Walk in the fucking
The
the
horse.
horse. Walk into the bar, and he's right there. Oh, it's so funny. I hope he's still kicking. He's a good horse.
I,
He's probably his
I
fucking liver
remember.
probably failed.
Yeah, probably. Uh, I remember being at my buddy's camp at small lake in central New York. It's his grandparents' camp, but there's this bar like across the lake. So we took a boat over to the bar, and by a boat I mean we kayaked over to the bar, and we go in there, and there's this one guy sitting there with his two dogs, couple of golden retrievers, beautiful dogs, just calm as can be. And
No dogs,
we asked him, like,
beautiful dogs.
beautiful dogs, great dogs,
They were the
couldn't have
best
been better
dogs.
dogs.
I've never seen better
Uh,
dogs.
and we asked him, like, how come your dogs are so calm? And keep in mind, this is a guy in central New York. He goes, drunk. Like, what? He's like, yeah, they're drunk. Like, what do you mean they're drunk? He goes, watch this. He's got like this thick southern accent. And we later found out that he
Where
was
did you come from?
from, no, he was from that town. He just talked like that. He's from central New York, but just decided to have a southern accent.
It's like, nah, I don't want to go Italian. I'm going Southern.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing with central New York is we
He's
don't like
distilling whiskey and getting animals
ev-
drunk.
everyone says they don't have accents. Like no one thinks they have an accent, but
Right.
one of the more neutral accents in the country is like upstate New York.
New York, California, upstate New
Yeah,
York, California, with like all of
yeah.
the
It's
Pacific Northwest. I feel like.
the weird thing people from like say people from Syracuse have is emphasis on Y because we're insistent on saying Syracuse and not Syracuse. Like that's one thing, and apparently the way we do some long A sounds is weird, but it's not like a New York City accent. It's entirely different. And so this guy's just talking in southern accent because he feels like it. But he goes, watch this. And he grabs a dog bowl from off the ground and he puts it on the bar. And the bartender grabs it and he puts it under the PBR tap. And he just fills it with PBR and he puts it on the ground.
It's basically
and
dog water anyway.
Well, both dogs just flock to it. It's like they're just laying there so casually, and then the bowl gets put on the ground, and it's like they're puppies again.
Yeah. Give me the fucking PBR.
They sprint to the bowl and lick up the PBR. He's like I said, they're drunk.
Them drunk retrievers.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Like, what do they retrieve? Beer. They retrieve PBRs from the fridge.
Yeah. Oh my god! He's like, they haven't had water in 2 years.
That guy's in jail now.
He could be, but some would say this is animal abuse. Some would say it's just what they wanted.
The dogs might have wanted it. All right, that'll do it for me tonight. I gotta go watch the rest of this Florida game. They're still cutting it close. Oh, yeah. No, they can't shoot.
Give me a score.
46-42 Gators.
Okay.
17 to go. But yeah, I gotta go watch that. Appreciate anyone tuning in. I think we had 30-something people in here the whole time.
Yeah, we did.
Good stuff. I'll be back Wednesday for Great North, and then probably the Thursday after for another half ounce. Check out the Twitch. Outside the Box Score Saturday.
11 a.m.
Joshless, or is he getting out of the house?
Who knows? I texted
You'll know when he shows up.
I texted him last week 5 minutes before the show. I said, did you tell me you weren't going to be here this week? Because I honestly forgot. And he goes, I think I did, but I might not have. So it's kind of a crapshoot every week if he shows up or not.
Well, I'll be listening, so hopefully we'll see. Maybe we'll get the bat store there.